Okay, hello India from sunny Cyprus. And I say hello India because I received a couple of emails, or actually quite a lot of messages and quite a few emails asking me to create a tutorial using Expression Web, because that's what you use for the paper 3 for the web design for the ICT 0417 examination. Now, I've never used Expression before, and I did receive two emails begging me to create a tutorial on web expression. I didn't think I'd be able to, so I've had a look at web expression. This is not going to be a perfect tutorial. This is something which I'm just going to put together very, very quickly to help you guys out, and I will be doing more tutorials, more advanced tutorials using expression to help other students in the future. But this tutorial is just a crash course introduction, basically to help you guys out because you've got your examination tomorrow and you need a little bit of help. So I really do hope you get this video in time, and I hope that it does help you out. So I'm going to jump straight into this. I'm not going to be doing a complete past paper. I'm going to be working on a past paper, but I'm also going to be showing you some other bits and bobs as well in that paper. So it can basically cover nearly everything that you need to know when it comes to the web design of the examination for paper 3. So let's get started really quickly with this. Okay, so the first thing is we need to set up expression, or was it expression web. Now the interface was a little bit tricky for me to understand, so I'm going to show you the design that I've got. It helps me out, so I'm just going to get rid of everything and just show you how I'm going to set this up. So I've basically got rid of all the clutter in expression, and from here the only two things I really need to work is from the panel section. I'm going to go to, where is it, the tag properties here. This is really important. And then I want also from the panels, I'm going to go to my manage styles. Now, the next thing that I'm going to say here is, guys, I'm going to show you a little bit of the configuration, because I did find that Expression does actually attach or install automatically class styles and styles whenever you do something. And we don't want that, because many times it's actually stated for you not to include any inline styles in your HTML. So to do this, you're going to go to the tools, you're going to go to the page editor options, wait for that to open, and then from here in the CSS tab, you're going to go to manual style application, and you're going to change all of these here into CSS inline styles. This is important so it doesn't add any styles automatically, any class styles for you. The other option is basically to put CSS rules or to put the auto style application. Just remove that, set it up like this. That's the only configuration I've done. And remember, I am new to web expression, so if there is something new or something which is probably easier to do than the way that I'm going to show it, by all means use that method. I'm no expert in web expression yet. All right, so let's begin. So first step is I'm going to open up the question paper to show you the one that we're going to be working on. This is the actual 2024, 2024, the June paper 3-2. I'm going to go down to the web design. I'm not going to do everything step by step. I'm not going to do the evidence documents. I'm just going to show you expression. So the first thing is it tells you to put all these files in a particular folder called J32. So I've already done that, and you probably do that anyway. And here's my folder here. I think I've got my folder. Let me just open it up. So I have my folder over here. There it is there. Let's just drag that over here. And I've got my J32 folder with all my files. Okay, and I chose this one because it actually got a video in there as well. So let's go to web expression and then open up this. So the first thing is that we need to do is to create a table, and we need the table to look like this. So this is 2 columns and 5 rows. We've got the cell A is merged and cell B is also merged, and cell F has got some merging. And we also see here that it's got 75, it needs to be 75% of the width of the browser window. Table borders must appear on the final web page. Each table cell is identified with a letter which must not appear on the final web page. All right, and then it says set the title of the page to giraffe conservation. Okay, so we're going to do that now. So we want 5 rows, 2 columns. So here we go, from web expression. Here we are. And so I've set my web expression up at the top. I've already got these tools at the top. So if you go into the view, I've actually got the toolbars, this one here, the common and the style. So these are the 2 I've got, and that gives me the common tools here. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go to File, New, HTML. I'm going to save this straight away, File, Save As. I'm going to go to my folder where I'm going to keep everything else inside. There it is there. And I think it was supposed to be called J32, so I'm just going to call it the same. And the next thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to delete some of this stuff up here. I don't need these things here. It's probably part of the page properties. You could probably set this up so it doesn't include them. But this is information that the board really doesn't need. The meta tag as well. Again, unless you have to add meta tags. Now, the meta tags, I've got a separate tutorial, guys. I'm not going to go over the meta tags. The meta tags, you have to learn to type them out. So go to that tutorial on the meta tags and you can add them. So again, this one here, I'm just going to get rid of all this metadata here. First thing is I'm going to add the title of the page, which is said is this one here. So Durand Conservation, and I'm going to click on Save. Right, next, I'm going to click in the area down here. Now, I'm in split mode. Unfortunately, I haven't found Web Expression to have a vertical split. At the bottom, you've got your design view, you've got your split mode, and the code view here. And this is actually, it's not a bad setup. I kind of like it, but I don't like the horizontal split, but I have to make do. So first step, from here, click inside the area, your WYSIWYG area down here. And in the common tools at the top, you've got this table, and you can just create a table here 2 by 5. Okay, there you go. So that's one way you can do it. You've also got, I think, isn't it table? You've also got, let me just undo that. So you've also got the table menu at the top. So you can go to insert table. This will open up the dialog box. So you can put here rows 5 and columns 2. We want the percentage to be 75. That's supposed to be in percent. It doesn't want any cell padding. It does want borders, so I'm going to put the border size, and I'm going to put a color as well. Now, I have noticed when you do this and click OK, it does give you the outside border, but it doesn't give you the inside border. And if you wanted to modify the properties, that's the good thing about having these attributes here. You can actually go find these attributes. Click. You can go find the style. Where is it? I need to get used to this as well, guys. So if I go to the table. Oh, I've got one more actually that one. So if I right click on the table and go to table properties, I can actually modify this. Okay. There's another one that I want to add here. Let me just go have a look. Panels. I also want to add. Where is it? Apply styles. No, I think that's okay. We just need that. That's going to be for the style sheet. So as we said, don't make any modifications. So if I want to modify the table, if I select the whole table like this, these are just the cells. But if I click on the outside line, I've selected the table. Right clicking on the table, I can go to the table properties and I can make modifications. If I select my area here, these are just the styles. And I look over here in the attributes, I can go to border and just put that to 1 pt. 1 point. When I click over here, you can see it's now put the borders for that. And this is why you need the attributes, these tag properties here. And you could actually change things like the background color of the table and this, that, the other. So this is kind of useful. I do like this. It's kind of better than Dreamweaver, that little attributes there. So I've added the borders. The next thing is I want to merge the cells. So these top cells here, I can right click on this now. And always remember the right click is your friend. Go to modify and you've got merge cells. I'm going to merge these 3 here. Right click, modify, merge cells. And then this one down here, right click, modify, merge cells. Where is it? Modify, merge cells. Okay, so I've created the structure and I've made it 75%. I've also put borders on the outside and I've put borders on the inside as well. Okay, because it wants all the borders to show. I've put my table, my web page title there. So then it says, in cell A, add the image J32 banner.jpg. So if I just do that now, I'm going to click inside here. At the top up here in the common selections, you've got the picture. You can go to your folder, go find your folder. It's actually opened my folder already. And there's my banner. Double click and there's my picture. Now, if it wanted to for you to add any alternative text, you can right click on this and you could go to picture properties and you've got all these things. You've got alternative text. You can add that in there. So let's say logo. It doesn't ask for this. So I'm going to put this logo for, I don't know, say giraffe, sanctuary or whatever it is, and just click OK. And you can see here now it's actually put, where is it? There we go. The alternative text is there. Okay, if you wanted to modify the height or the width, you can do that. You can just modify it as you would normally do, just like I explained in the Dreamweaver tutorials. So if I wanted to make the width, let's say 100%, then you can just modify here, get rid of the height and just modify the width, okay, and make that 100%. So we're going to leave that now. We're going to continue. As I said, I can't cover absolutely everything in this one tutorial. I'm going to do these ones here, and I'm going to leave the video last. Okay. So in cell C, we want the image J32 what, and in D we want the J32 contact. So C and D are these ones here. So in C, I'm going to go add the image. That's what, and in D, I want that one. That's going to be contact. Okay, so this is quite easy. Again, you can right click on any picture and you can modify it. You can check its property, the picture properties, and you've got all these different settings that you've got in there. And let's just go over here now. And so I've done that. I've done the first one. Does it say anything else? Okay, let me go do the rest of these here first. Okay, so in cell E, enter the text that. E is second from last one there, and then it wants on a new line, so I'm just going to press enter and just enter my properties, my details, Nicholas did these, CY1271234, and it wants that to be heading 3. Now I did find it difficult to find this, but I'm just going to select that there, and at the top you've got here your formatting. Can you see that in the common ones? So I want that to be heading 3. I want that heading 3 because that's what it said. There it is there. Set this text to style heading 3. So I've done that. Place in cell F the text from here and set it to the paragraph style. So I'm just going to open up the text file. There it is there. Control A, Control C. I can get rid of that. Go to my web expression. And in here, I'm just going to paste the text. There we go. And I'm going to select all of that, and I'm going to make it a P tag, paragraph tag. There we go. All right, perfect. So that's basically that up to now. I'm going to go to File, Save. I'm going to double click on this to see what it actually looks like. And here it is here. So that looks reasonable up until now. So that's working well. It's actually got you know, when you come over here, if you go to design view, it actually works quite well. I do feel that the preview in web expression is actually a little bit better than Dreamweaver, because Dreamweaver sometimes it doesn't display exactly, whereas I do find web expression does actually display it a bit easier. Okay, so from here, what I'm going to do now is this. I'm going to go add the video. Now, the video, I haven't found a way in web expression to put HTML5 in there, and I do feel that is a bit of an issue, but it's not that bad actually. So adding the video tag is not that difficult. You just need to put the video tag. So if we click in here and I go to my, actually you should have the video. Do you have video in here? The video tag? I don't think you do for the attributes. No, you don't. Okay, so here I am. I'm in this section here. There it is. I've just found it by double clicking on that non-breakable space. There it is there. So I'm just going to get rid of that in the code. I'm just going to press enter. That's where my TD is. And here I'm going to open up my video. So I'm going to open up a video tag. And from here, I'm just going to put video. And from, actually, I'm not going to put the source yet. I can put this, actually, let's put the SRC. SRC equals to, and I'm going to put the name of my video. So my name of my video, because it's in the same place as everything else, I'm just going to copy that with the extension Control C and just add that in there. Okay. Now, if I do that straight away and just close that, and you can see it's closed the tag, I save that, and you can see it's added the video. Now, if I do a quick save and just reload that page, there we go. It's added the video for me. But there's no way of playing this. There's no way of playing it because we don't have any controls. So, and this is what I'm saying. The video is not that bad because inside the video tag, you can now just write controls, Control S to save it. And now if you reload, let's just go back. Come on, load up. And I reload. There you go. I've got the controls. And when you may not be able to hear the video, but this is actually playing now. So I've got the controls. There are the controls. And if it says that it has to loop the video as well, just type loop. Okay, so if I press Control S now, and I reload that video. Check this out. So I just press play. You can see it's going to stop, and then it started all over again. Okay, so your browser may play this or it may not play this. That's not what's important. The important thing is that you've got the commands in there. So if it says autoplay, then you just put that in there. So if it says it has to autoplay, you have to have controls, and it has to loop the video. You just put those commands as attributes inside, as parameters in the video attribute. Now there's also the fallback text. Now the fallback text means if your video cannot play if your browser cannot play the video type, you need to have a message. So I'm just going to put the message here. Your browser, what am I doing? Your browser cannot support this video type. All right, there you go. That's it. You put that before you close the video tag, and that's it. Now, you can, if you want, and I think it's probably best also, if I take the source out of the attribute, of the video attribute, Control X, and I add it as a separate tag, I can do this. And I'm going to show you why. Source SRC. Let me just type that in. I've already got it. So that's the SRC. Okay. So you're saying you're putting the source parameter as a separate tag there, and you're saying what the video is, and then it says, and then you're going to put your type. So you're going to put type, speech marks, and you're going to put video /MP4. Now the reason I'm doing this is it may ask you to say, they may give you two video types. Let's say an MP4 and and if the MP4 video file cannot be supported, let me just change that video, is not supported by your browser, then it should try and play the AVI. So then you could just copy this, Control C, and you will change the source to, let's say, they will give you two video types, of course, AVI, and the video type is AVI. And that's it. So what this is going to do, your browser is going to try initially to play this first one. If it plays, all well and good. If it can't support that one, then it will try and play this video file. And if it can't support that one, it will give you this fallback text. Okay, so I've given you a little bit more information there on the video. It's easier if you just learn this tag. It's just a video SRC tag. And then whenever they tell you to add, let's say, loop, autoplay, or controls, you just type the word in and it will recognize it. So if I do a quick save there and I go and reload that, there you go, my video works. And if I wanted my video to be, let's say, 100% width of the cell, then again, straight in the video tag, as a parameter, I'm going to put width equals to 100%. Control S, and now when I reload this, there you go. It's taking 100% width of my window. And you can see that my browser here is not supporting the autoplay, but that's fine because it is supported inside my, it's inside the code. So what they're going to check it, they're going to check the code to see that you put the autoplay there. All right, and I'm just going to change this picture here to be 100% width of the cell as well. Again, this is not part of the question or the paper. I'm not working on that. You can actually click on the picture and you can say here, where is it? Hey, modify, where is it? Autofit contents. So you got the autofit contents as well. Yeah, don't like that. Let's see what that does. Okay, so there you go. Oh, it's actually put it as pixels for you. I don't want that. I'm just going to get rid of the image. I'm going to get rid of the height. And I'm going to put the width to 100%. And the 100% basically means whatever size your window is, your picture will change automatically. Control S, we'll see that now. So if I reload that, there we go. And now as I change the width of my window, you can see the video and the banner are changing to support the width of that table. Okay, it's changing automatically because it's not a fixed width, it's a percentage. All right, great. Let's move on. So from here, where are we? Let's go to the question paper and see what else we need to do. All right, attach the style sheet J30 to web.css to your web page. Do not edit the style sheet. Make the image. Okay, so let's go add the style sheet. So we've saved this. We want to attach the style sheet. Now, remember we added this manage styles using the panels at the top. There it is there. You've got the attached style sheet up here. From here, you're going to go to browse. You're going to find your style sheet, double click on it, click OK, and it's attached it. And you can actually see the preview there. Again, I'm going to Control S. I'm going to preview, make sure that works. Perfect. It's actually added the background image as well in the top right corner. Okay, let's move on. Okay, it now wants, okay, so the image J32 want to open the page that with in a new window called _blank. Okay, so we're going to click on this image. Now, when I click on this image, at the top, I've got the hyperlink. I can add a link. Now, I do like the link features in Expression. Have a look. You can link to a file on this page, existing file or web page, place in this document, create a or email address. So let's say it was an email address. It's absolutely fantastic. You put the email, copy, paste it, and the subject as well. So I'm going to go to a place in my web page. There it is there, and I want it to go to that. And I've also got the target frame. Check this out. And I want it to go target setting _blank. Okay. And click OK and OK. Now, let's say you didn't have that and I click on this. You've got, let me see, is it over here? No, that's the width, the height. So you've got that, the source, where it's going. All right, so what I'm going to do here, if I right click on this, I can then go to the hyperlink properties. So let's say I forgot to put the target frame. I can put that there. Okay, so it's actually really good. If I want to remove the link, I can click it there. So right clicking on these things, you do actually have this functionality for checking out the properties, the picture properties, and just adding things. Great. Now the contact us, it wants an email. And the email should be this one here. Let me see if I can copy that. There we go. Control C. And it should go to with the subject line giraffe. So this one, I'm going to select on this, click on that picture. I think, right click on this. There you go. I can right click as well. Link here. Oh, no, I don't want the link here. That's actually going to give me an ID. So I don't want a link there. I want to click on this one. Create a hyperlink, insert the hyperlink. And this time I want an email address. There's the email address. Get rid of the space. The subject should be giraffe. Click OK. Voila, look at that. You've now got your href, the mail to, with the subject inserted for you. Let's click on S, Control S, and just to do a quick preview, make sure I haven't messed anything up. There we go. And if I click on this, it jumps to that page. Perfect. And if I click on this, it will open up an email. There it is. It's put the email address and the subject. Nope, don't want that. All right, let's continue. Web expression. Now, take a copy of your HTML source and place in your evidence document. Display your web page in your browser. Blah 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 blah. Okay, so there wasn't any CSS here, so I'm going to do some CSS for you and just attach it and show you some of the general features when you're doing CSS. So anyway, to take your code, you can simply click on code, select all of this, Control C or right click copy, and you can paste this in your evidence document. Absolutely fantastic, easy, no problem. Now, we have attached, so we've learned how we can attach a style sheet to our web page, but we didn't create a style sheet, and this paper didn't ask for one. So I'm going to create a style sheet for you, and we're going to modify a little bit and see some of the attributes, if I remember how to do this in here. So let's give this a go now. So if I want to create a new style sheet, I'm going to go to File, New. I'm going to click on CSS, nothing new here. I'm going to save it straight away. So File, Save As. Give it the name. I'm just going to call this Nick Style and click Save. All right, and there's my style. Now, how do I start creating styles? So again, as I said to some of you guys when you messaged me, it really isn't that different from Dreamweaver. Yes, the interface is different, but you have to know what styles you're going to add. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to have a look at this. What should we do? Let's have a look at some of the table attributes and modify these table attributes. Okay, so up here I've got the style. I'm going to put this to my design view now. You're going to see why in a second. So from the style here, I'm going to click over here in the manage styles. Remember the manage styles? There it is, new style. And when you click on new style, you get this lovely dialog box. Now at the top it says selector. I don't want this new style one. I can scroll down and find the one I want. So let's say I'm going to do a table border, which is a thick blue line. So from here, I want the table, and there it is there. From here, I can choose border. I want the border style, same for all. I want the top, bottom, or if I just want the left and the right, you could choose from here. But I'm just going to do, for all of them, I'm going to do well, let's do a dotted line, a dotted border. The border width, I'm going to make it 3 points, 3 pt. You do actually have other options like medium thick, but they usually give you a value. And the border color, I'm going to make it the same for all. I'm going to make it a nice blue one. You can see the outline there. I'm going to click on apply. Okay, there's my style. Great. So how do I attach this? I'm going to click on Control S to save. I'm now going to go back to my web page here. I'm going to go attach a style sheet. Because this is the second style sheet I'm going to attach, it's going to be the second one, so it's going to have hierarchy. So it's going to apply this one above the other one. And has it? Yep, it's got the style there. Control S. Let's go see what happens when I reload this. Nope, I've done something wrong. Let me go check. Okay, let's have a look why this isn't being added. I think probably, yeah, here. So here I've got the fixed styles for the table, and these are being added after the style sheet is adding my properties. So I'm just going to get rid of these properties from here, from my table, because don't forget, HTML code goes cascading. So line 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So whatever one comes last, that's what's implemented. So despite my style sheet saying that I've got a border width of blue 3 points, it then comes and says, no, the table border width is so on and so forth. So I'm just going to delete those there, those HTML properties there. And that, oh, there we go. Can you see? There it is there. Okay, so that's actually worked, though that's been added. So if I just do a quick save, file save, and now I do a quick preview here, there you go. So that's the border on the outside of my table. Okay, now let's go back and do the rest. I'm also going to remove this width for my picture, which was 100%, because that is actually going to mess a few things up, I think. So Control S, and let's just do that. Yep, there you go. All right, so now what I want are the inside borders. Because I've deleted the borders for the whole thing, I'm just going to do the inside borders as well. I'm going to get rid of that as well. So going back to my styles, I now need, for the inside borders, I want to modify the TD. Now, if I wanted the TD to have exactly the same properties as the outside border for the table, I could just put here, comma, TD, and this will be efficient programming techniques. So I'm just going to save that and reload that. There you go. And can you see the inside borders now have got the same style of, let's just undo, there we go, the same style of borders. If I don't want those borders, then I can just modify that again and just go back, take the TD out, and I can create a new style over here, new style. I'm just going to type in here TD, because I know what I'm looking for. I'm going to go for border. I'm going to go for the border style. It's going to be a solid line. What does it say here? Solid. I want the width to be 1.1 pt, and I'm going to make that a black border. Actually, let's make it red so it stands out a little bit more. Okay, and okay. Control S, and let's have a quick preview. There we go. And we can see we've got the thin borders inside in red. Next, now we've got things like border collapse, okay, and so that's where the borders. If actually, what I'm going to do, this is actually here border collapsed. In other words, you can see that where this cell here, where the what to do, we do cell is, and the contact us, we've only got one line. Whereas if you think about each cell having its own border, then you would have two lines in between here. But because we've got the border collapse by default, collapses them to make one line. So sometimes they ask you to do the border collapse separate or collapse. So that's to do with the table, with the TD, not the table tag. So over here in my manage styles, remember this, you've got here your styles, your selectors here. So on this one here, I'm going to right click on that and I'm going to modify the style, and that opens this up. And now I can modify this. So I've got things like background, borders, so on and so forth. Let's see whether, is it layout? No, list. No. Position. Ah, box. That'll make sense. Is it box? No. Border radius, border. I want the border collapse. So it should be here. Ah, here it is in the table. Yeah, that makes sense. That will be part of the table. No, yeah, TD. So border collapse, I'm going to put separate. And if I click on apply and click OK, let's just see. A bit tricky working with this number. There we go. Oh, no, it's not giving me. Oh, it should be border collapse. Let's put this on the table. Let's just have a look here. Modify that one. And let's just go to table, border collapse, separate, apply, okay, Control S. There you go. Yeah, it would be because it's the table that holds the cells. I get these mixed up quite often. It's a table that holds the cells. So it's a table tag that's going to control whether the cells are collapsed or not. So anyway, I can get rid of that one there from the TD. I'm so used to working in Dreamweaver, I get this confused. And let's just do a quick save and refresh this. There we go, and that works fine. All right, so that's the border collapse. Now, what else can we do? Let's think about it. Let's talk about aligning the table. So that will be the table margins. So from here, you can go to the table, modify style, and you can say, for example, your let's say the table. We said, what should we do? What should we do? Layout. So you got the background color, you got border, you got position. That will be to align it on the Z and X. Let's go to the box. Okay, so this will be the margin. Now, if we want, we did say that we wanted our table to be 75%. So let me have a look at something. When I deleted this, let me just go to my table. Yeah, I think I did. I want the table width. I deleted that before equals to 75%. So when I deleted that for the borders, it actually Control S. Let's just preview this. As I said, this is a quick. There you go. So that's 75%. Perfect. So now when I go to here, let's say I want my table to be aligned to the center of the page. You can see now it's not. It's all the way to the left by default. So I'm just going to go over here from my table. I can go right click on the table style here, modify style. And then from here, if I go to the box, I've got my margin. I don't want the same for all. If I make the left 100%, and I change that to percent, what it's going to do is going to take all the margin that's available, so that 25%, because the table's 75%, you've got 20, it's going to make the 25% margin on the left. So if I click on OK, it's going to push my table over, save that, all the way to the right. Wow, all the way to the right. Where's it gone? It's actually vanished. All right, let's bring that back. So where are we? That's left margin 100%. Let's make it, say 25%. Control S. There you go. So it's moved it 25% over. Can you see that? That'll be the 25% of the window. So we've got 75% the table and 25% left margin. So I'm going to get rid of that. I don't want that. What else do we have? So we've got border collapse. All right, let's look at the background picture. So we've got the background picture here. So I'm just going to save that so I can bring that back. There we go. So let's say I wanted the picture to be on the left or repeated. So that's going to be the body tag. So from here, we can just go add a new style. We're going to go to body, delete all of that. Body. Make sure you delete that dot. Let me just show you here. So if you just delete where it says new style and you don't delete that dot, it's going to create a new class called body. I don't want a new class. So I'm just going to call that body. And then from the body, what I want to do is I want to go to the background. This is where I would choose the image if I wanted to put the background image. My previous style sheet has already added the image for us. This is the style sheet they gave us. But if I wanted to add the image, then I would add it from here. I will browse and add it. But what I want to do, I want to bring the image over, let's say, to the left-hand side. So that means where I've got my background position, this is the x-axis, the horizontal axis, this is the y-axis. So if I change the horizontal axis by, let's say, left, and I make, well, let's just do that. Let's do the value. I make it 50%. Then that's going to bring it, hopefully. I'm doing this in a bit of a rush, guys. And reload. It's actually put it 50% over here somewhere. Okay, I think what I've done when I messed up with the pick, there it is. It's put it down here. Can you see? It's behind his. It's in the middle. All right, so we don't want that. We're going to get rid of that. Let's go back over here. So if I put the background image, let's make that to 20%. Control S, just so we can see where it pops it. There you go. So now it's actually right. It's somewhere here behind this video. So if I make it 100%, it's going to give me 100% margin on the left, which pushes it over to the right. Control S. There it is there. And if I want it to the top, then I've also got, if I go to the body, modify the style, go to my background and say XY position is 0%. That means no margin at the top. Click OK, Control S, reload. There it is at the top. And if I give it 10%, it will just move it a little bit further down. Control S. Okay, and that moves it 10% down. Okay, so we've done the background image. If I wanted to repeat that image so that it displays it, again, I can right click here, modify the style, and you've got all these different things. Just have a look. I can't go over the whole dialog box, but if you have a look through all of these, you can find quite a lot of things. So if I go repeat on the x-axis, it's going to repeat it across only. Actually, this preview here is actually quite good. Can you see? There you go. It's repeated it in the back. So it's got the picture on the back. So if I put that in design view, it actually repeats it across on the x-axis. If I then put this on the y-axis instead, Control S, and you can see it repeats it on the y-axis going down. If I repeat it on the x and y-axis, body, modify style, then it's going to fill up the whole page. Repeat. Click OK. Control S, and if I click here, there it is. All right. So that's that. I think the other one that we get is usually the font styles. So I'm just going to put the repeat. I'm just going to get rid of the repeat from there. Font styles, let's say heading 1. It uses, I don't know, a particular. So let's say change the P style. So I'm going to go to a new style. I've never done this here before. So then can you see when it selects here, if you just put P, it doesn't get rid of that dot for you. Be very careful because it's going to create a new class. You need to get rid of that dot, or you need to click on this drop down list box and find what you're looking for. Okay, so just make sure that's totally blank. I'm going to put the P tag. Oops, I pressed enter. So let me right click, modify the tag, modify the style. And then from here, you can go to font up here. And you can choose your font family. Now, if it says it has to be, I don't know, say the first one, Arial, the second one, I don't know, say, what is it? Let's do this one here. So, my font, and if not that, the default sans serif font. You can just choose one from here, which has got the sans serif font. Click on that. If it's got the particular font size, I don't know, you're going to say that's, say, 12 PT. Have a look at these here, the font weight, whether you want it bold, whether you want it bold or not, the font style, whether you want italic. You've got all of these things here. So I'm just going to make that bold as well. And click OK. And you've got your color, you've got everything here. Just click on apply. Now from here, if I click on OK, if I wanted that middle one to be, I'll say my font, then I will just type. Now, because my font has got a space, I need to put speech marks. My font, speech mark. So now what it's going to do, it's going to use the first one, which is Arial. If it can't find Arial, it will use my font. And if it can't find my font, it will use the default sans serif font. And if it asks you to modify this and just say after my font, if that doesn't exist, have, I don't know, say, Nick Buffett's N font. Okay, so that's one word, Buffett's N font. There you go. And I'm just going to put my comma there. And there you go. Now this one doesn't need speech marks because there's no space in the name. Okay, Control S. And if I go over here, this is all changed. You can see it's put that Arial font for the paragraph. Guys, I really do think that's the majority of this. There's really not that much more that's involved with the Dreamweaver. You just need to know the tags. If you're not sure about the tags, you've also got my Dreamweaver videos, but I've just shown you now in Web Expression how you can go and access and find all of the different settings in Web Expression. Remember, the most important things to do is the setup of Web Expression. Make sure you go to your tools, page editor options, and in the CSS, put all of these in inline styles, okay? And make sure in your panels, you've got the tag properties and the manage style properties, and you've got everything, okay? So if you want to modify something from in the HTML tag here, you can do that directly. Let's say I want to modify something from here, I can. If I want to put alternative text to this button, I can go from the code or the split mode, okay, and put the alternative text. I can right click on it, go to picture properties and put the alternative text. I can also come over here where the attributes are, and it's got the ALT, and I can add, I don't know, sorry, button to other web page. I don't know, whatever that is. That's not really alternative text, but there you go. If I click on that, you can see it's actually put it. So you've got a whole load of attributes here. This is fantastic. You've got your styles. I think we've done the styles. We've looked at the moving the table left and right. I've had a few hiccups there because I made a lot of changes just so I could show you a lot of things. And when you do that, you kind of mess everything up. But it doesn't matter. I think you've got the gist of it. You know where to find everything. You know how to add attributes. The one thing that I'm not going to show you here is to do with the meta tags. The meta tags, unfortunately, you have to learn them. I've got the other tutorial on that. Go to the playlist, find meta tags, and just learn those 3-4 meta tags. All right. I'm not sure whether there is something here on meta tags. I haven't looked into that. I don't think I've got time, and I know you guys have got your exam tomorrow, so I'm just going to end this video here. I really do hope this has helped you guys out. I'm just going to give a shout out to, I hope I'm going to pronounce this correctly. You can thank Gavesh. I'm not going to say your last name. And you can also thank, where is it? I can't pronounce the name. Gananasai, something like that. So anyway, you two sent me some beautiful emails, really asking for help. I would not normally do this. This is for you guys. I hope this has helped you out, and I really do hope you ace your exams. Take care. You know the drill. You like the tutorial. You learned something new. Make sure you like. Make sure you subscribe. I'll see you in the next programmed video tutorial. Not a rushed one like this. Take care.